These are the 10 most powerful mafia countries. There are numerous reasons why people form criminal organizations. They typically emerge in difficult times as a means for people to protect themselves. The groups formed clans or families, each with its own system of justice and retribution. Because the concept existed everywhere, we now have very powerful and well-organized criminal organizations all over the world. This list will show the top 10 most powerful mafia countries. Let me know down below which countries you think might be here. 10. Turkey. Criminal gangs with Turkish origins are active throughout Western Europe, but less so in the Middle East. Turkish criminal organizations engage in a wide variety of criminal activities, the most important of which is drug trafficking, particularly heroin trafficking, which gives them a profit of $5 billion yearly. They collaborate with Bulgarian mafia groups in the trafficking of heroin, which is then transported to countries such as Italy. Criminal activities such as drug trafficking, illegal gambling, human trafficking, prostitution, and extortion are carried out in Turkey, as well as in European countries with a sizable Turkish population, such as Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, Albania, and the United Kingdom. 9. Bulgaria. Bulgarian organized crime groups are involved in a wide range of activities, including drug trafficking, cigarette smuggling, human trafficking, prostitution, illicit antiquities trafficking, extortion, often disguised as security and insurance companies, racketeering, various financial crimes, car theft, and the arms trade. They earn about $7 billion per year. They appear to have strong ties to the Russian Mafia, the Ukrainian Mafia, the Sicilian Mafia, the Sinaloa cartel, the Albanian Mafia, and the Serbian Mafia. Bulgarian organized crime groups primarily use security and insurance firms like SIC and VIS as fronts for criminal activities. 8. Japan. Yakuza origins can be traced back to the 17th century Japanese Edo period, making it one of the oldest criminal organizations. Yakuza has one of the most strict honor codes, with restrictive punishment for any mistake. Although the Japanese police and press regard the Yakuza as criminals, they regard themselves as a chivalrous organization above the law. The Yakuza's power is divided among 4 major clans. The Yakuza have such a large influence on Japanese society that the Japanese economy would most likely collapse without them. Their main activities include blackmail, drug dealing, extortion, drug trafficking, illegal internet pornography, and gambling. At its peak, the Yakuza had 85,000 members. Nowadays, it has around 30,000 members who make more than $8 billion per year. 7. Brazil. The kings of the underground are the Brazilian mafia clans. The largest clans are well organized, but they are also the most dangerous in Brazil. One of the well-known Brazilian mafia groups is Comando Vermelho, which is primarily involved in drug trafficking, arms trafficking, protection racketeering, ransom, kidnapping, armored truck hijackings, loan sharking, irregular warfare, narco-terrorism, and turf wars with rival criminal organizations such as Primeiro Comando da Capital and Terceiro Comando Puro. The Comando continues to attract new Brazilian youth and recruit them, in addition to sponsoring groups such as neighborhood associations and special interest clubs, and organizing sporting events. One of the most common ways for the criminal organization to capture the attention of the youth is through the popular musical style of funk, a form of Brazilian music derived from Miami bass. Because of the popularity of the genre among young Brazilians, the group is known to have subsidized funk parties to recruit young kids for drug dealing. Brazil is estimated to have over 5.5 million criminals, with nearly 1 million in Brazilian prisons in 2021. Their illegal activities are worth more than $10 billion per year. 6. Russia. They're mostly active in parts of Europe. The Russian Mafia has 250,000 members in more than 50 countries and engages in activities such as human trafficking, racketeering, drug trafficking, extortion, murder, and robbery, which is worth more than $11 billion per year. In many ways, the Russian Mafia is similar to the Italian Mafia. The group's organization and structure are similar. The two groups also have a similar criminal portfolio. The well-publicized Italian Mafia is thought to have inspired early Russian criminal organizations to form mafia-like organizations, eventually spawning their own version. The Russian Mafia, on the other hand, differed from the Italians because of their environment. The Russian mob, known as the Bratva, is the world's largest criminal organization. Bratva is active in the majority of former Soviet Union countries, as well as throughout Europe and the United States. According to criminologists, they also have a quasi-military structure that makes them the best criminal gang in the world. 5. Italy. According to the Global Organized Crime Index 2021, Italy ranks first in Europe for the presence of mafia-style groups, with a score of 9, a criminal actor indicator that significantly raises the country's overall criminality score. Italy is home to some of the world's most powerful organized crime groups, both domestically and internationally, as the birthplace of the original mafia. When we talk about the mafia, we must consider Italy. All large-scale criminal organizations, domestic and international, model themselves as closely as possible on the Italian Mafias, particularly the Cosa Nostra of Sicily. Each family claims sovereignty over a territory, usually a town or village or a borgata, neighborhood of a larger city in which it runs its rackets. Its members refer to themselves as men of honor, but the general public refers to them as mafiosi. Following widespread emigration from Sicily in the 20th century, mafiosi established gangs in North and South America that replicated the traditions and methods of their Sicilian ancestors. The mafia's main activities are protection racketeering, criminal dispute arbitration, and the organization and oversight of illegal agreements and transactions worth nearly $13 billion per year, which makes them number 5 on our list. 4. Albania. The Albanian mafia is involved in a wide range of criminal activities, including drug, arms, and human trafficking. They're said to control a large portion of Europe's billion-dollar wholesale cocaine market, and to be the primary cocaine distributors in various European drug hubs, including London. Albanian organized crime is distinguished by diverse criminal enterprises that, in their complexity, demonstrate a high level of criminal capacity. There are over 15 mafia families in Albania that control organized crime. From as far east as Israel to as far west as South America, the Albanian mafia has monopolized a variety of international affiliations. According to some reports, there is a close relationship between politicians and various Albanian mafia families. Albanian mafia groups are hybrid organizations, i.e. made up of people from various sectors of society that are frequently involved in both criminal and political activities. The Albanian mafia is the fastest growing mafia in Europe, making over $16 billion yearly. 3. United States. Mafia organizations in the United States first gained prominence in the New York City area. In the United States today, there are 6 major active mafia clans: the Gambino, Lucchese, Genovese, Bonanno, and Colombo families, as well as the outfits primarily active in Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans, and New York City. For many years, the Italian-American mafia dominated organized crime in the United States. While some regional crime families in these areas may no longer exist to the same extent as they once did, their descendants have continued to engage in criminal operations, while consolidation has occurred in other areas, with rackets being controlled by more powerful crime families from nearby cities. At the height of the mafia, there were at least 26 Cosa Nostra families in the United States, with many more offshoots and associates in other cities. They have the biggest market in the world, making over $20 billion annually. 2. Colombia. Colombia is one of the most powerful and highly organized mafia countries. Medellin cartel is one of the well-known cartels of the 90s, led by Pablo Escobar. Colombian criminal gangs represent about 80% of all cocaine trafficking in the United States. It is estimated that there are approximately 300 cells or groups in the US. The violence used by the cartels to achieve their goals is also examined, with significant events in cartel history identified. They're involved in drug trafficking operations, money laundering, contract killing, cocaine and crack use in U.S. inner cities, the Southern California law enforcement response, and Mexican connections to Colombian operations, which gives them $35 billion yearly. 1. Mexico. Every year, thousands of people are killed in Mexico's brutal drug war as powerful trafficking organizations compete for territory and influence. These cartels have control over large areas of the country and are responsible for political corruption, assassinations, and kidnappings worth more than $50 billion yearly. The Mexican cartels are countless and extremely protective of their own people. Despite their success in criminal activity, several Mexican cartels became involved in bloody territorial disputes. Unfortunately, the disputes escalated into gang wars that claimed many lives, both cartel and civilian. We've all heard about El Chapo. He was the leader of the Sinaloa cartel. The US government has described the Sinaloa cartel as one of the world's largest drug trafficking organizations. The Jalisco cartel, which was formed around 2010, is Sinaloa's most powerful and aggressive rival. Other competitors are the Gulf cartel and the Los Zetas cartel. According to the White House Office of Drug Control Policy, Americans spend $100 billion on illegal drugs each year, with the Rand Corporation estimating that $6.5 billion of that money ends up with the Mexican cartels. Every year, a 60% market share generates $3 billion in revenue for the Sinaloa cartel. Well, that's it for this video. Which country was the most powerful? Most importantly, don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.